Tries one.
On the power play, Sakic fakes it, takes it, scores! Joe Sakic, power play goal!
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, we're back. We are back, everybody. Welcome back to TJWarrenTV for the Arsenal Man City preview. Arsenal travels to the Etihad to either win the league or inevitably bottle it. We're gonna go around. We got the regulars back here. We got the football knowledge that gets requested all over YouTube. We got Jez. We got Conor. We'll start with Jez. Jez, shout yourself out, man. How are you?
Oh, good, man. Good. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow with great trepidation, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been on a few shows, asked different things, but am I positive? Yes, I'm positive, but I'm also a realist in the fact that, yeah, I want us to win. If we can get out of there without getting absolutely piped, then that's decent. I'm hoping we'll win, but I'm being a realist and saying we might get a draw. But in reality, it could be an absolute disaster. But I'm positive, guys. I'm positive. As Arteta would say, let's do it, guys.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Conor, how are you?
I'm all good, TJ. I'm actually dreading tomorrow. I'm really not looking forward to it just because of the form that City have been on. And I don't think my team's really given me much hope at the moment for going in and putting in a shift. But listen, I'm happy to be on the show, of course. I'm more happy to be here than I'm looking forward to tomorrow, that's for sure. But yeah, be some interesting chats tonight. And listen, it's down to us, isn't it? We can only do our talking on the pitch, and if we want to be champions, then we've got to turn up like champions. These guys that we're facing are the real champions at the moment. So if we really want to be taking that crown off them and that title off them, then I'm sorry, we've got to work our arse off, to put it bluntly. But do I think it's going to happen? Well, we'll wait and see later. We'll wait and see.
I believe who was it that said to be the best, you got to beat the best? I believe that was Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
it's facts.
We're gonna see it. It's facts. So I've been seeing a lot of weird things in some of the YouTube chats I've been seeing today. A lot of armchair managers out there wanting us to switch up certain players out of position. See, Arsenal Forever's already knows where I'm going. People ask, floating out ideas for us to play like a 3-5, like a 3-5-2. Like I've seen that out there. I've seen all sorts of different crap. I want to get your guys' opinion on this because, there's a lot of armchair managers out there that want us to switch positions, switch up formations. But one thing that I think Arteta does well is that when he has a working game plan, he sticks to it and he sticks experienced players in those positions. You saw how well switching up a formation and then switching, for instance, a Perisic to a fullback did for Spurs against Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all saw how well that went. So I want to get your thoughts on some of the things that have been thrown around on some YouTube channels. And they may just be taking the piss. I don't know. But I mean, I've been seeing Partey at right back. I've been seeing Partey at center back. I've been seeing Zinchenko at defensive mid. I've been seeing who else did I see? I saw Trossard at left center mid, which I mean is a little bit better than the other two. But Jez, what do you think of some of these opinions? I saw you on a show. Not trying to call anybody out. What do you think about this? I kind of want to give you the floor about, first, give me your thoughts on some of these opinions. And then second, how do you think Arteta should approach this game?
Well, people making these idiocracy statements are just clowns. They're clowns. They don't understand the club. They don't understand football, and they just talk absolute gutter rubbish. When I was on a certain channel, and this fella was on about putting Partey at right back, Ben White at central defender, and he was absolutely bloody clueless. And I said to him, "Have you ever seen Ben White play at central defender?" "Yeah, all of last season." Well, actually, no, you're wrong. He didn't. He actually played most of last season in the position of right back. And this season, he stamped himself a claim and has done exceptionally well. Because last season, I said to that fella, he was rubbish when he did play at centre back. But when he moved into right back, he started to give himself some credence. And he's proved it this season. And I actually supported him because I didn't last year. I slated him because I thought he was absolute bloody pony. But I don't know where this narrative has come from. It's obviously someone somewhere has put it out there to get clicks on some channel somewhere. Partey, Conor just before, and he'll come into it. I'm not going to steal his thunder of the stats of how many times Partey has played at right back. Why on earth would you mess the team about now when you go into the home of the champions of the Premier League and you're going to put your best midfielder stats of the season at right back? Why do that? Are you that absolutely thick that you do that? Because that just leaves a massive, massive hole in midfield. It's just madness. And I'm sure these people do it to get traction of some form or another. I actually was on another, I wasn't on the show, but I was in the chat. And I actually came up with a team. I went 5-3-2. That's the way I would play it tomorrow, because we have got to. No, I'd never said deleted use. I never said that, man. I never said I'd support the manager who came second. Never. And the fact that is that we have got to make a setup tomorrow where we've got to contain De Bruyne, Haaland, Grealish, Mahrez. Man, oh man, oh man. That is some attack. And we have got to actually do that. Seriously. Because if we don't, mate, we are going to get piped. So I'm sorry. I agree. I'm going 5-3-2.
5-3-2. Okay. All right. I'm of the opinion that, and I kind of gave you guys this in the back, and then I want to kind of throw it over to Conor. I think we need to attack them. We have to attack.
What's the point in winning a title if you're not going to attack?
There's been a lot of people saying, I Dow wants to go with three center mids, or two center mid or defensive center mids, which I understand. But then I kind of got to thinking about it, saying, are we going to win the title? Are we going to win the title being defensive against the potentially, basically the most offensively outputting team in football right now?
Yep.
Like that's kind of my thought. And Dow's one of the best soccer minds that I know, or football minds that I know. Obviously Jez is too. I respect his opinions, but I really want to see us attack. I absolutely see where you're coming from, Jez, in terms of locking down that midfield. We have to. But putting Partey at the back is not going to help us win the midfield. I'm sorry. We're without Xhaka. We're without Xhaka tomorrow. We don't have him. He's out. We're without Saliba. He's out.
He's still out.
He's out. So we got to talk about our starting 11s too, gentlemen, because it is looking peak right now. So, Connor, I want to kind of throw it over to you. Give your thoughts on my question I asked Jez earlier.
Yeah, no. What about the position? People talking about playing players in different positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, it's just ridiculous because why? One, especially with the Thomas Partey thing at right back, in my opinion, people, especially Arsenal fans, and I do agree with it. Ben White has been one of the best right backs in the league this season, in my opinion. Why would you take him out of his best position where he's had his best performances for the club and then put in Partey where, as Jez said, he wouldn't steal my thunder. Thanks very much, Jez. He's only played at right back, Partey, 11 times in his whole career. And you're going to play him at right back. In my opinion, listen, everyone's allowed their opinion at the end of the day, but I didn't get that at all. In my opinion, if you want to be going to the champions, because you don't look at City. If you look at City, we're going there. We're going there currently as first place. We are on the way, as it stands, to winning the title. I don't see City fans saying, "Oh, maybe we should go with this. Maybe we should go in with that because it's Arsenal. You know, we're trying to catch up." No, they're playing their exact same players, their most strong players in their same positions. And I know we've got an injury to Saliba. That's fair enough. Like, that defensive position can be talked about. But like talking about putting Trossard in the midfield and stuff, I just don't get it. Just go out with the strongest team that we know is going to work. Don't be flipping around everyone, because then we're not going to win, are we? Don't get me wrong. Tactically, we should be going there differently. But putting players in positions that they haven't even played in this season, it's just ridiculous in my opinion. You know, we've got players that I believe we don't use effectively enough that we can put in positions this game where they have played naturally before. You know, like, in my opinion, if Xhaka's out, I mean, bit of a spoiler alert, I'd put Tierney at left back, Zinchenko in midfield, because he practically plays there as an Arsenal player. You know, I'm not going to put him in striker, am I? He plays there for Arsenal. Let's be real about it. And then, do you know what? I might even be honest. I may even drop Odegaard, because I feel like he's not going to turn up. I'm really worried he's not going to turn up. And I think Smith Rowe deserves a shot, if I'm being completely honest with you. Why not? You know, I know Odegaard's been fantastic this season, don't get me wrong, but I'm just worried that he's not going to perform. I'm really worried. But listen, we'll wait and see. Cheers, Spencer. We'll wait and see. But moving players around in different positions is just ridiculous, in my opinion. It's going to kill the momentum of the team. At the end of the day, if we've got to deal with Rob Holding at centre back, we've got to deal with it. That's Edu's. Yep. We can't. The only person we can be pointing at here is Edu and Vinay and all them lot for not bringing in a decent backup centre back, because we all knew Rob Holding wasn't good enough. You know, maybe for throwing him in. Well, but I say maybe for throwing in him in relegation battles, but we can't even do that because we can't even beat Southampton. You know, so we all knew that we defensively weren't good enough for backups, especially with Tomiyasu still out as well. He could have been an option maybe, but he's injured. But we went in the summer and we bought a guy from Italy who's never played in the Premier League, is a youngster, and no one knew about him. Another project youth, you know, and that's where our differences are between us and City, especially in the transfer market, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But listen, we'll wait and see. Ideally, especially if Xhaka's out, Trossard has. Sorry, not Trossard. No, hell no. Zinchenko has got to be going into that midfield where he belongs. And I think all us Arsenal fans can agree with that. That's where he belongs positionally. And put Tierney at left back. Because I think we're all going to agree we will feel more comfortable. Yes, we may get beaten. We probably will lose. But I'd feel more comfortable starting of the game if we have a defensive left back as a left back. But we'll wait and see. I've just got this horrible feeling that he's going to put out the same team he put out against Southampton. I've already got that worry. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I just don't understand the proof is in the pudding. You rewatched that Southampton game, and I did, unfortunately, because apparently I didn't feel it enough before. Fabio Vieira didn't do anything. He didn't do a thing. He didn't provide any energy, no creativity, nothing. So, and I've had people in chats. I was on Tottenham away on Sunday. This is unbelievable, by the way. You will not believe. There was an Arsenal fan in that chat that was trying to convince me that Fabio Vieira could be the next Pires. This is how clapped people are, guys. And they must have been doing it to get a rise out of me. It had to be that way.
Yeah,
like, I see Jez smirking. Like, Jez, like, these people come in here and they just try to stir up shit, and they know that I'll get mad, and I took the bait. It's one of those things where, like, you compare a guy who would get blown over by a gust of wind to Pires. Like, I'm a newer fan. I realize that, but I'm not stupid. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. All right, I'm going to go through some of the comments real quick before I absolutely snap. I will address this once. Deleted user, if you have a clip of Jez ever saying that, post it in the chat. He never said that. So get out of here. And if you keep this up, I will ban you.
Finding me that I tell you what, you'll spend your life finding a video where I ever said that. The thing is, sorry to interrupt you. We know who that person is. We know who that is.
Yeah.
It's the same little clown that comes around every now and again. When he's on his monthly, he likes to come out, look at it, and he's just an absolute little prick, and he's got no traction, no life, likes to come in, likes to try and wind me up, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And there's guys.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
He's back, yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Yeah, and he's getting banned for that. See you later, buddy. Bye. Go ahead.
No, don't worry about it, man. I'll rip him to pieces. It's funny because the guy's clueless. He's got a clown in his head. In fact, he's got nothing in his head. Let's be honest. He's a sad little twit, and but it is what it is, man. This is these people's life, and they think they're big and clever. And it doesn't upset me one little bit because I just sit here and laugh.
That a boy. Okay, let's go through some of the comments that aren't from absolutely clapped individuals. Carl Rossi's in the chat. What a legend. He's here. He says, Oxlade Chamber Pot, our right back versus Liverpool the day we sold them to them 5. Yep, absolutely, my man.
Wasn't that the day? Didn't we get smashed? Was it 3-0 or 3-1 that day?
I believe so.
Something like that, or 4-0. I think it was.
We didn't win.
It was no. Do you know how I remember it was? I think it was one of AFTV's most popular interviews. It was 4-0. That was it. It was the 4-0 one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, my boy Spencer, fellow Broncos fan. He made his YouTube debut on Sunday during the Collins show. So big up Spencer. He's the man. Very articulate gentleman from Virginia. Incredible. The Americans are taking over. Everybody, watch out. Spencer's awesome. I hope he starts his own YouTube channel one day because he is very smart. Very smart. Very good insights. Ethan says Trossard has to start. I don't necessarily disagree. He can perform. Yeah,
100%.
Tony says Ancelotti is out trending. Let's have a managerial swap now. I take Ancelotti in a second. Every time Real Madrid lose, I'm like, is he coming?
Yeah.
Is he coming?
I wish.
Zinchenko's a good player, but in his defense, he's about as reliable as a bastard post box. I agree with you.
Fact.
I don't see Vieira happening again. Spencer, I hope you're right. Let's see who's that. Oregon Gooners in the chat. My guy, Dal. Make sure you guys are tuning into the American Idiot show Friday. We're going to go a little earlier this week. We're going to go at 7 UK this week because we have a lot of things to do over here. I know I have a gig in Wichita, and that's a 3-hour drive, and I know Dal has stuff going on over the weekend. So early American Idiot show this week. What?
3-hour drive.
3-hour drive, yeah. To a corporate wedding gig, Jez. Unreal.
You Americans love driving, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Hey, it gives us time to catch up on your podcast, Jez. I listen to most of your guys' stuff in my car. All right, Spencer, TJ, it's the YouTube compilation that causes that mentality. Yeah, I know.
100%.
100%.
Do you know what I was talking about? TJ, was I talking about this on your channel the other day?
You were, but go ahead.
everyone, as soon as we're linked with a player, do you remember that Fresneda kid we were linked with in the summer from, is it Real Valavoid? Something like that. I can't pronounce it properly. Sorry, my bad. But Google that fella's name, and all the videos are Fresneda to Arsenal, compilation, and they'll get a couple clips to make a 5-6 minute video of a couple good games he played to get everyone hyped, and that's it. And then as soon as that happens, then everyone steamrolls and says, "Oh, he's the best thing ever. Oh, we need him." Blah 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 blah. Imagine if we brought him in, I'd have been so annoyed. I don't care if he's a young talent. I haven't heard of him. If we want to bring in young talent, bring in someone like Jude Bellingham, like Phil Foden, people who have made names for themselves. You know, Kylian Mbappe. If you really want to do it, Stan Kroenke. No, I'm joking, but players who have established themselves. You know. The whole point is, for a club like Arsenal, I want to be bringing in players, if they're young, that have experience, that have played in top teams already, and are showing good progress. This Fresneda guy, ask any Arsenal fan about him in this time last year. Do you know Fresneda? Nah, I don't know him. Not too sure of him. And as soon as we're linked with him, bang. And I guarantee, we were linked with Mason Mount the other day, but thank God, I think they're looking to keep him at Chelsea, thank God. And I bet you guarantee there was some Mason Mount compilations somewhere. It's just ridiculous.
Todd Bowley saw those compilations of Mason Mount to Arsenal start coming out, and then he quashed those rumors.
Oh my God!
I don't want to lose Mason Mount.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
He's so bad. I'm so glad it's gone.
Yeah, 100%. And unfortunately, that's the downside to social media at sometimes, because there's players, in my opinion, that get way too hyped up. And I swear to God, as soon as we get one report, just one, the whole spiral goes and it trends everywhere. It's all on Twitter, and it's people. Listen, sometimes it can be a very good player, and then we can get compilations out of it. I don't care. But if it's a player that's under the age of 19, I bet you Marquinhos got a couple of compilations as well. I bet that went well, didn't it? You know, it's ridiculous, and I completely agree with I forgot you said up there, but
Spencer, yeah,
Spencer, completely agree, mate. The compilations are just ridiculous. I don't even watch it. Don't even watch it.
We got an epic chat right now. We got Mama Flossie, we got Dal, we got Spencer, we got BX Gunner is here. Big up. Everybody's talking about how Fabio Vieira needs to put on some weight. I agree.
100%.
I've always said he needs to be loaned out to Gold's Gym, and let's add a barbecue joint to that too. Kansas City barbecue. I'll send it over there. We got really good barbecue over here.
But TJ, I've just Googled Jakub Kiwior. Click on videos.
No.
It is just best skills, tackles and passes.
No.
Skills. The complete defender. Have a day off. Don't get me wrong. He can be a good centre back, but no one knew. If you got asked as an Arsenal fan, any of us, don't worry. If you got asked at the start of the season, have you heard of Jakub Kiwior? No. I haven't. But as soon as we're linked with him, oh my God, he is the best thing since sliced bread. And don't get me wrong, he could probably become good. I don't know. But as it stands, we don't know who he is. So don't hype him up. And now we're in a situation now where we're thinking, oh, do we really have to put Kiwior in over Holding? You know? Where's the best passes, tactics, skills, and tricks now, you know? So it's at the end of the day, it's just people doing it to get views on YouTube. And fair enough. Some of the edits are pretty cool. I can't deny it. But
hey,
unfortunately, it just overhypes a lot of players, in my opinion.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. All right. Again, big up everybody in the chat. We got a bunch of legends in there. The chat is absolutely blowing up. We've had 16 to 18 people inside every single time. Share the stream around. I'm going to say this shamelessly every single time. I am on the road to 150 subscribers. I want it done before the end of the week, guys. So share the channel around, okay? Share the channel around. When we get to 500, me and Conor were already planning. When we get to 500 subs, we are going to have an absolutely epic stream. Giveaways, I'm talking the whole nine. It's going to be unbelievable. So get us up to 500. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. I want to talk starting 11s. We were already talking about it earlier, so let's start naming names. I'm
Okay.
gonna absolutely start naming names now. And Jaminho, I'm not gonna cook you. I was just kidding about that in the Instagram chat. You're entitled to your opinion, my man. But here's mine now, and I changed it a little bit because Conor made good points, and I'm easily swayed. So here's where I'm going. I'm going Ramsdale in goal, Tierney at left back, Gabriel and Holding, unfortunately, at center back because we have nobody better. White at right back. My center, my midfield, Zinchenko, Partey, and Odegaard. Yeah, put Zinchenko in there.
Your face when you said Odegaard.
Well, we have no one else.
Yeah.
I mean, ESR. The problem with
yeah.
ESR, Connor, is that he hasn't had any game time.
Yeah.
I mean, put him in there as a sub over Fabio. That's all I care about.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
If I see Fabio Vieira on that field, guys, the post-match reaction is going to be very, very bad.
I'm so timestamping that. I'm so
very bad. Yeah, timestamp that, clip that, because it's going to be bad.
And as soon as you
and then and then up front, I got Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka. And I want to see everything out of Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, you want to be a legend? Win this game. You want to be a legend for this club? Win this game. Score a brace.
100%.
And that's my starting 11. Jez, sorry about that, man. I had to go off there for a minute.
That's all right.
Who's your starting 11?
I'm just doing it now because I'm going for a slight revamp. Yes. Okay, I made a statement earlier, and I did come up with a formation last night. I was going to go a 5-3-2. And I've forgotten who I was going to put in the 5th place in the defence. So I'm going to do a quick Arteta change about. Not that he would, because he's so fundamentally stuck to his guns. So I'm going to go Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, White. Okay. I'm then going to go Trossard, Zinchenko, Partey, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Starting lineup. ESR.
I like Trossard in there.
I said, Trossard in there, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just saying I like that pick, though. I like that pick a lot.
We haven't got Xhaka, so we've got no option. I would then make my second half substitution decisions, so they come on in the second half. I'd have ESR ready, yeah, because I think he needs to come in. He's a game changer. Reece Nelson, ready to go.
He's been great.
Obviously, Ramsdale in goal. I forgot Ramsdale. I apologise.
Yeah.
And I would have these players ready. I'll be talking to them before the game even starts. And saying to them, get yourselves focused. You're coming on. I'm going to switch it up. Depending on how things are, I am going to switch things up in the 65th to 70th minute. Then move on to a couple of other subs in maybe 75, 80, depending on how we're doing. And if need be, if let's say we are, dare I say, 2-0 up, then I will park it and say, right, they're going to come on us big time. I'm going to drop you, Zinchenko. Yeah, I'm going to drop you into that back five with Tierney, Gabriel, Holding, White. But, Zinchenko, you do not go inverted midfield. You stay with that setup. So we then drop into a position of, we have Zinchenko there. We then have Partey, Saka, depending if they're still on. Because we might have ESR, we might have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Sorry, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. And then we can drop Martinelli back into the midfield and keep Jesus up front, or mix it about, whatever dimension we like. So it gives us options that way. But we know it won't happen. We know I bet Pep Guardiola isn't sat at home tonight crapping himself about the lineup. I bet he's sat there probably at home right now, having a glass of wine and watching some program and not even bothered about it. But that's my tactics, and I am no tactician of football, but that's the way I'd play it.
Hey, I like it. I like it. You know, and a couple of people in the chat have been mentioning Trossard. I love. In my opinion, right now, for what they supply to the team, Trossard, you could interchange Trossard and Martinelli any day of the week. Like I love it. Or even Trossard up top instead of Jesus. Okay, the guy can score. He's a spark plug for this team. He's a catalyst. We would not be in the position we're in right now, barely holding on to first without Trossard. Trossard's performances immediately out of the gate once we brought him in from Brighton, like he's been incredible. We wouldn't be here without him. So fair play, Jez. Really like that. Really like that. Before we go to Conor, let's just go through a couple more of these comments real quick. Want to make sure everybody's included. Apparently, Dal's going to London. Dal, pack me in your suitcase, Dal. I'm coming with you. Let's talk about it. The American idiots do London. Let's do it.
London's great, man.
That'd be cool.
I'm in.
That'd be cool. I'll meet you there.
Yep, absolutely. Jez, what are you talking about? We're crashing on your couch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Go for a couple drinks. That'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Ex-City players, make sure to avoid personal battles. Spencer, I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to actually star this comment real quick. I'll get back to you on that because that needs to be addressed. Over the years, pressure has busted pipes, and those pipes have been experienced players. Time to drop the likes of Xhaka, Partey, Odegaard, Jesus, Shanteko, and give others a chance. Tony, that is a lot of players to drop.
Damn.
That's a little harsh.
Wow.
But hey, respect your opinion, my man. Respect your opinion. Jamina says the most crucial thing is that Arteta doesn't play a game plan, which you learned from Pep.
Yes, 100%, bro.
And that's a big worry for a lot of us, which is why I think a lot of the formation change conversations going around. I don't want to see it just because, you know, like I said, we saw what happened at Newcastle. So to Spurs, even though Spurs are absolutely dead, it's hard to compare them. But moving players out of their natural positions at this point in the season, you're just asking to get killed. Yep. You're asking to get killed. Luke James, we could play a diamond shape with Partey at the base, Odegaard at the kid, keep him narrow and tight. I feel like that's a sex joke, Luke. So I'm not 100% on board with that. Yeah, Dal, we're crashing that Jez's pad. It's over. It's done.
That would be more funny if it actually wasn't a joke. Like, yeah.
Snoop Dogg, slow motion with the potion. Welcome back, Snoop Dogg. Welcome back.
He was in London the other day.
Snoop Dogg's in London too. Yeah, for sure. Big up the panel. Tayyib, the legends in the house. Tayyib, we need to get you on the channel, my man. Me and Dal were talking about it. We need to get you on. Jaminho is in. Okay, so Conor, you're starting 11, my man. Give it to me.
Someone block the idiot. He's back again before I get him.
I know.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do, right? Because in my opinion, I don't want to be switching it too much. I want to be attacking in a sense. I want to just... It's different. I'm personally going to go for a 4-2-3-1 because we're used to that. We've done that before. We haven't done it much this season. And in my system, I think it could work. There's a couple of points I want to talk about. So the lineup I'm going to go for is, I think it's pretty much the same as everyone else's. So Ramsdale in goal, White, Holding, Gabriel, Tierney as the defense, and then the two DMs. It's going to be Zinchenko and Partey. Zinchenko can have all the bloody space he wants in the world, and he can have it. Honestly, just have Partey stay back in his DM role, and if Zinchenko wants to get forward, the man can get forward. And then the three ahead of them is Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka. As much as I think Odegaard drops out of big games, he is the captain at the end of the day and he will start. So we're going to have to face that. Nothing against him, but he will be starting. I just hope he turns up. That's all I care about. I hope he plays like he's played for the majority of this season. And up top, Jesus. And with the 4-2-3-1, we can revert back to our 4-3-3, where Odegaard goes a bit deeper into the midfield if we want to. Then we can have two midfielders, and then Partey can drop back into DM. So then if we want to go attacking, then Zinchenko and Odegaard can push up, and we've got the three attackers ahead of them. And then just having the security of Tierney at left back, knowing he will be there. Because I have a funny feeling if we do start him, I don't think Arteta will be telling him to go forward as much. Same with Ben White. So that's what I'd go for. It's with the 4-2-3-1, it's defensive, but it can also be attacking as well. Because we do have the options of 4 players up front and having the 2 DMs back. But then again, I look at it. If it's difficult, I don't know how the game's going to go. We can look at this in so many different ways because you look at Zinchenko. We obviously don't want him in the left back role because of his defensive attributes. Putting him in a DM, would that work? I don't know. But then again, we do have Jorginho if we want to switch it up. Preferably, I would rather have Xhaka there and Zinchenko on the bench, and maybe bring him on if we need an attacking midfielder coming on to really push us forward. But I'm going to stick with that 4-2-3-1 with the Zinchenko in there. Hopefully, he somewhat can defend better. If Xhaka is out, I do think that could be the formation and the lineup. And I just hope that Zinchenko can defend better in the midfield because he should be a bit less under pressure, in my opinion, instead of being singled out over on the left side. So we'll wait and see. But one big factor that I do want to take into hand is Man City are out with Ake. Ake's not going to be there tomorrow. And in my opinion, that's a massive plus for us because Ake, in my opinion, has been one of the most underrated defenders in the league this season. I don't think he's being talked about enough. Probably because the likes of Ruben Diaz are probably maybe taking him over a bit in terms of names. But I think he's been fantastic. So it looks like possibly Laporte, or they might move John Stones back into centre-back. Now, Ake's been fantastic for City, especially when he's been reverting into that left-back position. And apart from Sergio Gomez, Man City don't have an actual left-back. So this could be Saka and Martinelli's field day. And this is another reason why they need to be going out tomorrow and just hitting on the attack. Because in my opinion, if we get a goal first, I think we can really rattle them. I think if we concede first, we may have lost it. I do think we need to score first, really rattle up the stadium, shock them if we can do it. I'm not saying be interesting, but we could. And I want us to score first. And especially with Ake out of that left-back position, so that means Saka maybe be going up against Laporte, from what it seems like, or maybe John Stones. And in my opinion, Saka can roll around there every day. And of course, Pep does play under that free at the. What is it? Is it like a 3-3-5? No, 3-3-4-1, something like that. Yeah. I don't know what the hell that guy's playing at the moment, but no, a 3-2-4-1. I think that's it. Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. And the reason also why I want to put Zinchenko and Partey in midfield is because, can I swear?
Yeah, of course. Go.
That bastard Rodri is going to be in midfield. And I really want, in my opinion, Xhaka will probably be perfect for this because I feel like he'd really take it to him, but hopefully not in a red card type of way. But he's going to be problems tomorrow. He's probably going to dominate that midfield. If I'm going to put it bluntly. So hopefully, if we do have a combination of, in my opinion, Zinchenko and Partey, they can possibly hold him off. And of course, we can't forget about De Bruyne as well. There's so many factors. At the end of the day, I think, in my opinion, going for a 4-2-3-1, I think could work personally. But we'll wait and see. If I'm going to be honest, I'm really worried that Arteta is going to put out the same lineup as Southampton. And he'd be an idiot to do that. I've just got this gut feeling. And listen, we'll talk about it tomorrow when it comes 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock and we get the lineups. And we'll talk about it tomorrow in the group chat. But got this gut feeling, guys. I'm really worried that he's going to put out a really, not poor, because it'll be the team pretty much what we said. But I really hope he doesn't start Vieira. It's not the game. It's not the game. It's not the game. It's not the game. Honestly. Yeah.
But, no, and I was asking this question earlier, Connor. I don't mean to interrupt, but he always says Arteta always comes out about Vieira, and maybe we can just go around the horn about this real quick. Arteta always comes out about Vieira. It's just like, I think he was quoted in saying, I wish he didn't train so well. It makes it, it makes it so I can't keep him out of the 11. Really? How does he do during games? Because that's all that matters to me. You know, I practice a lot of things really well, but if I don't do them in the game, what does it matter?
Yep.
We're in a results-driven business, gentlemen. We are in a results-driven business. What do you think? What do you think about that, Jez? What do you think about that?
Well, it's just absolute bullshit, isn't it? It's absolute factual nonsense. And I'm sorry, but I've been giving Arteta a lot of license this year because he's done very, very, very well, and I won't deny that. But the fact remains here, people, that if he doesn't get this over the line, he has failed.
He has,
and
Yep.
he has had all the tools that he's needed to build this team. It's his team now, pretty much, apart from 3 players. It's his team. He's been given the support that he wanted. I think there's a couple of players there that he was given that he didn't want, namely Jorginho. I don't think he wanted him, hence Jorginho doesn't get a lot of game time. I think that was down to Edu, but we won't get into that. Tomorrow is a massive, massive, massive game. And I see a lot of people out there gassing it up. Oh, we're going to win this. We're going to do it. Well, I hope we bloody well do, because I want to be able to see us win a league title for the first time in 19 years. I made a statement. I think I can't remember what channel it was on. I can't remember. And I said, if I've got to wait another 19 years, right? And I'm not saying that will be the fact. I'm not. But I'll probably be dead. I'm 61. I'm 62 in May. And I would at least like to see us win a few more, at least, and a few more cups. Maybe also win in Europe. Let's actually, do something. But we had a clown in here earlier saying that I made the statement that I support Arteta we came second. I've never in my lifetime ever said that. My statement has always been, especially this season, if he doesn't win it, he has to go. He's had his time. He had $500 million, and yet there's still fans out there, people saying, "Oh, he hasn't been supported." He spent more money in the time he's been here, right? In the time that we had Arsene Wenger. Now, Arsene Wenger spent, I think, around 865 million in the time he was at Arsenal, somewhere around that. But he was here for 20 plus years. Yeah. And he won league titles, he won FA Cups. All right, we were crap in Europe. Excuse me. That's the Arsenal way. So I'm not going to accept anything tomorrow but a win. If we don't win,
I agree.
Then sorry, mate, Arteta, you brought this on yourself. And I'm not going to accept excuses. Oh, well, this, that, with the players, this, that. Because I tell you now, if Arteta loses that, it's purely and simply his bloody arrogance. And I've said this from day one. When he joined in November, 3.5 years ago, I stated it on Lee Gunner's show, this man is a problem because he's so arrogant. And that is costing us, because how many times have players got upset with him? And I'm sure, I'm putting it out there, Conor, and I'm saying this to you, TJ, and I'm saying it to the chat. The reason there's something is broken at Arsenal, because we were on the crest of the wave. We were cruising it. And all of a sudden now we're drowning because something in that dressing room has gone wrong. I would honestly say some people have got pissed off of him and his arrogance. And unfortunately, in modern day football, I don't agree with it. Players have way too much power where they say, well, don't like you today. I'm not playing anymore. It's childishness. And I blame the players as long as I do with the management. Fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute facts. Absolute
I
facts.
think, quickly, sorry to add on to your point there,
Go.
Jeff. You know, if we do end up winning tomorrow, and Man City beat West Ham, Brighton, they're 2 points behind us. Now, I've seen a lot of people saying and don't get me wrong, we know tomorrow's the biggest game, probably not just this season in a long, long time for Arsenal. But looking at these performances from the other week, West Ham, Liverpool, Southampton. If we beat City, it's fantastic. We're all going to be chuffed, and so am I. I'm going to be absolutely buzzing. However, and there is a however, we've got some really difficult teams coming up as well.
Yep.
We cannot underestimate Newcastle. We cannot underestimate Brighton. And I have a funny feeling if we do end up beating City tomorrow, we're just going to forget that we've got these. It's like we've let this. And don't get me wrong, it should be, because it's not. Is it a title decider? Yes and no, because anyone can fluff it after this game. City could fluff it. Anything can happen in football. City could lose all their other games after tomorrow. You know, we don't know if we're being realistic. However, we've got. I'm getting a bit annoyed of people jumping the gun. If we win, we've won the league. We've won it, but we haven't. We've got 5 games left, and we've proven. Not just this season, but before, even if it's with top 4, we can bottle it so easily. And don't forget, we bottled against Newcastle last season to get top 4. So imagine what it's going to be like when we're on a title race. And they're trying to get top 4. So they're devoted. You can tell they're devoted. I know they played against Spurs and they won 6-1. And yes, Spurs are very, very bad. And they played a very, very bad formation, which didn't go well at all. But you can't underestimate. They've got so many goal scorers in that team. So, in my opinion, if we beat City, I think Newcastle's probably if we do beat them, yes, it's massive. In my opinion, I do think City would go ahead and beat West Ham and Brighton, in my opinion.
I agree.
But I think Newcastle's going to be a title decider, in my opinion. They're all going to be title deciders. I don't even know what I'm on about. They're all going to be title deciders.
I think Chelsea's. I'm not counting out Chelsea, and people are counting out Chelsea. I don't understand that.
Poch is halfway through the door. New manager bounce. I swear to God, if Mudryk scores in that game, I swear to God. So we can't count this. Yes, tomorrow's a massive day, but I'm just going to put this out as my message right now. It's not. If we win tomorrow, it's not the league done, people. They've got 2 games left in hand, City, to make them 2 points behind us. It's not done yet.
Yep.
Because we can still ruin it, and I'm trying not to be negative. But I'm just facing the facts of what our performances have been recently, So we'll see what happens. But I think we should probably go on to that point that Spencer made earlier.
I agree. Here, let's just go on to some.
Sorry. Can I just answer Tony? Great question. He said, "Would this be the top flight record, being top for so long and lose it, giving up an 8-point?" Arsenal. As Manny has made a comment, Arsenal in 2002-2003 were top of the league all season until the last, I think it was 8 games of the season, 10 points clear. And we showboated away to Bolton Wanderers, 2-0 up, lost 3-2, capitulated. And so that was a 10-point lead. And as Manny quite correctly says, Man United were in 97, 12 points clear of Arsenal. Arsenal went on to win it. So it does happen, sadly. It does happen. And unfortunately, back then, you have to remember, Arsenal had a far better team in 2002, 2003. And as Manny says, in 97. Fantastic teams. Both with proper managers, by the way.
Great point, Jez. Great point. Yeah, and thanks for calling that out. Absolutely. Let's call out more of these comments real quick, and then I want to bring up one more subject before we head out. We're gonna try to keep it under an hour today, guys, just because we have a lot of things to do. Chike, welcome to TJWarrenTV. I'm glad to see you back. He says, I'm going 5-0 easily tomorrow. I can understand why you think that, given our current form. Spencer says, City have Leeds and Everton. We both have relegation fodder to deal with. I mean,
again,
you never know.
But look at the other day. Just look at it. Look at what we can easily throw away. And realistically, it's only Nottingham Forest and Wolves that I'd call relegation fodder, in my opinion. But then again, we'll look at the other day. You guys in the chat may not agree with me. Please don't get ahead of yourselves if we win tomorrow, please, because you'll feel so crap if we end up bottling it to Forest and Wolves. I'm just saying, because we've been in this position before, and I haven't lived long enough to see us win league titles, but from what I have seen from stuff like top 4 and the Europa League, even the cups, just please don't get ahead of yourselves. And that's not me being negative, saying we're going to completely bottle the league. When I hope we don't. But if we do win tomorrow, I don't want us to jump the gun and say the league's ours, the title's ours. It may be ours, but let's determine that at Wolves at the end at the Emirates when we face Wolves at the end of the season. Then we see what happens, because we've still got some big games to play, man. So come on, let's not get ahead of ourselves, people.
Yeah, you know who else we have to play though, Connor? You know who else we have to play? We have to play AFC Richmond too now.
What's that all about?
We're bottling the league to AFC Richmond now, guys.
Is that in the show?
That's in the show.
Oh, I've got to start.
Arsenal are playing AFC Richmond.
I need to catch up, man.
It's gonna be big. Sorry, I just had to I just had to add that in. I saw that right before I was starting to scream. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Jamie Tartt can score a brace, mate. He's gonna score a brace.
Yeah, unbelievable. TV's Jack Grealish is gonna score a brace against Arsenal. Unbelievable.
Neville just done an interview with Jason Sudeikis the other day, actually.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
Kansas City zone, by the way. I think I've mentioned that before. Jason Sudeikis went to high school 20 minutes from where I'm sitting right now.
Wow.
So yeah, interesting facts all around. 24 points for City to play for. They'll drop points. I'll set it here. Hey, Dal, I hope you're right. Dal.
Yep.
I learned something today. Thanks, Jasmine and Jaminho. Arsenal. Sucks Arsenal on
the
bottom. Yeah. Look at the run of fixtures. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I've just noticed a couple of people in here. Connor's one of them. Jaminho. They've never seen Arsenal win a title. And I think that is so sad. I think that is so sad. And all this season, Arsenal have been cruising it and are about possibly, I say this possibly, to capitulate. And it will be more hurtful to me for these guys, the likes of Conor, Jaminho, other young people out there, that they've never seen their love of their life football team ever win a title. Yeah, I'm fortunate. I've seen us win quite a few in my lifetime. But if this happens, I think it's a disgrace and heads will have to roll. And I think the problem will be, TJ, is the reason is there's a lot of people, very young people, that on social media give it all a big one, is because they follow the narrative, they follow their sheep, they'll follow the big channels. Because back in the last time we won a league title, social media was not to the stage it is today. Nowhere near that. And they, unfortunately, are led by what they're told by certain massive channels. Twitter, not that I'm on Twitter, but I know people that are. So I think that's a problem. And I agree. I honestly said, if Arsenal win a title this season, their mindset may change. They may change, and they may go against the common narrative of, well, this is what we have to accept. This is what this is the norm. This is Arsenal. I'm happy to accept top 4. And that's my point I'm trying to make. That is not
Mhm.
what elite football is about. It's about winning. And unfortunately, if Arsenal bottle this and end up second, it'll be acceptable. It will be accepted.
To certain individuals.
Do you know what I saw on because
A lot.
another app, Jez, that you might probably not really know about, TikTok. I see a couple Arsenal compilations of that pop up, and it's videos of if we get second, and I look at the comments, and I think we talked about this the other day. Is this really the mindset? It's all these comments. I just wanted to reply to them all, but I obviously didn't. It was just, but it's still been a great season if we get second, and I'm just thinking, what's the point? Like, what is the point? How are you going to be happy? In what shape? If you dare drop, we've got Champions League football. Do you know what? If we bottle the league, I'd rather have no European football. I don't care. We've just dropped one of the biggest trophies in the world, in any of the leagues, right? Probably the biggest in any of the leagues. And you're going to go on and say you're happy about it. And I'm going to be honest, it's my generation. It's my generation that are saying this. It's probably people that are maybe 16 to maybe 21 that think that it's acceptable and to be happy with a season where we've dropped 8 points clear to go second. It's not acceptable, because if we go next season and we don't even get top 4, is it acceptable then? Oh, well, this happened, then this. It's going to be a same spiral over and over and over and over again, and it's really pissing me off, because if we go into the Champions League next season, we have no guarantee that we're even going to get into the knockout stages. What about if we get knocked back down to the Europa League again? In my opinion, it'll be a massive waste of time, because if Arteta's still here, he'll bottle that as well. It's ridiculous. I'm just sick and tired of. And do you know, before I didn't look into it as much, but it really is a minority, and not a minority. It's a big chunk of this fan base who do think that if we finish second this season, it's an achievement. Yes, we probably played the best football we've played in how many seasons? But at the end of the day, we've dropped 4 trophies. 4 trophies. Man United are on for a double. If they win it against City in June, they've had a better season than us. It's facts. If West Ham win the Conference League, I might get done for this. They've probably had a better season than us. Because when was the last time we won?
I don't think that's a question. I don't think that's a question, Connor. I don't think that's a question.
If it's the Conference League, because in my opinion, if we got put in the Conference League, I don't even think we'd win it, because we can't even win the Europa League.
Yeah.
And if they win that, when was the last time we won a European trophy? They've won a European trophy before us. Like
93. You weren't even born yet, Connor.
Yeah, but it's UEFA. So isn't that just embarrassing?
Yeah.
And listen, if I'm going to be so disappointed and angry at people, because you cannot bottle and it's disgraceful how we just threw away those 3 cups and those 3 trophies. Even it's just an absolute disgrace, and the fact that we had the audacity and I'm sorry, and no disrespect to Sporting, we should have absolutely clapped them in those 2 games, especially with how we've been playing this season. But yet we've dropped it again, and I really do think we could have gone on to win that trophy. But it's in our blood at the moment, and I really hope we can change that. But sorry to go on a bit of a rant, but if we do manage to finish second this season, and I see tons of comments of people saying it was a good season, it's all right, I give up.
The chat agrees with you, Connor. And by the way, I just want to say there's a couple. I've been going on a couple of Tottenham shows, and you guys are definitely our most popular guests. Oh, right. They're just like, who's that? Jez and Connor, those guys speak facts no matter what. And those are rival fans, by the way. So, when you're giving it straight like that, and people respect your opinion like that, even if they're from down the lane,
one last thing, and spot on, Manny. If this was Man United, if this was City, if this was Liverpool, and they finished second, and I've made this point 1,000 times, I'm going to make it again. If this was Liverpool, it was Liverpool, they didn't get the league, Liverpool fans are fuming. I didn't hear, maybe I'm wrong, I didn't hear one Liverpool fan say, that's all right, it was a good season. They were fuming that they didn't get that title. And do you know what they did? They went next season with a with an experienced manager, if he does bottle it, Arteta, with an experienced manager, and won the league. And I don't think we're going to do that. I genuinely do feel that this is going to be a one-off if we don't win it. I really do. Because I don't see Arteta keeping the consistency. I mean, he's proved it every season that he can't even get a cup. How are we meant to carry on going for the league, you know? And it's just, and 100%. If this was Liverpool or City, Man United fans are a bit, I find them a bit iffy at the moment. But if this was City or Liverpool, they wouldn't stand for it. They would not stand for it at all. If City don't win the league this season and we win it, you won't see City fans going, it was a good season. Well, I actually say that they might win the Champions League and the FA Cup, so I'll back up on that. But my point still stands. You know, my point still stands as if it was. I'll go back to that point in Liverpool. Liverpool didn't get the league; they were fuming, and then they went and done it again. And that's really, you didn't hear that any of them say, "Oh, it was a good season. We didn't win anything, but it was a good season." You know?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I hear you. All right, guys, we're gonna go on to our last. We're gonna go on to our last thing. Jez, do you have one more thing to say on this, and then I want to go around the horn one more time, and then I got to get off.
I just want to say this one thing. It's a fact. One of the greatest football managers in English football history, Bill Shankly from Liverpool, made a statement. First is first. Second is nothing. Fact.
Yep.
That's all you have to say.
First loser, in my opinion. First loser. Okay, I highlighted a couple of comments here, guys. So I wanna talk about mentality. I want to talk about sports. I want to talk about the objective of sports and games in general. And I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm gonna get out the soapbox here, but I'm getting out the soapbox. I've talked about this before. I've been talking about it since the first stream I did on Jez's show 3 months ago. I've been talking about this. You can sum it up here.
Yeah.
You can sum it up here. You can sum it up here. You can sum it up here.
Yeah.
It's do or die tomorrow. This is it.
Yep.
I agree with you, Connor. This is not the end, but this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, I agree.
This is it, guys. I do not want to see any hugs. I don't want to see any kisses. I don't want to see any handshakes. I want to see elbows. I want to see people flying. I want Saka and Martinelli flying up those wings. I don't want to see anybody, but I don't want to see Odegaard being buddy-buddy with Haaland. I don't want to see Zinni and Jesus slapping five with anybody on Man City. You respect this club. You want to fight for this title. You want to etch yourself in the history of one of the biggest clubs, not only in England, but in the world. It starts tomorrow. No more of this 75% bullshit.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm done, guys. I'm done with this. I'm done with the buddy social media. Hey, maybe we'll catch a pint after the game. Bullshit. I'm done. I'm done.
If you look at City, when we played them at the Emirates, in the league, I believe it was the league, wasn't it? And they actually ended up going to Zinchenko was pissed, and you could tell he was. Obviously, he wanted to win that game. But they went over to him and they really did take the mick, and he was like, "Yeah, get off." And I agree with Manny there. I would love to see us completely dominate them in that game. Don't give them any ounce of sympathy or any smiles or anything. Then at the end of the game, I'm not saying when, because
if we win,
yeah, I'm not saying when, because I'm sorry, I don't have that much confidence. But if we win, I want Zinchenko to go over to the Man City players and rub it in their faces, because they were right. See you next Tuesdays in the last game towards him. And that was one thing I saw. But we'll wait and see. Yes, and I completely agree with the mentality side of things. That this whole, by all means, if we win the game, if you win any game, but just don't. Why have you got to be doing it? If we lost to Southampton or West Ham, was it the other day, and they're getting all buddy with each other. I was thinking, what is going on here? We're on a title charge. Why
you just lost to the bottom of the league.
You know, and you think it's all right to have a bit of a chin wag. Oh, you're right, fellas. Nice to see you again. Like, it's just, Yeah, and 100%, Jamie. I want to see everyone. We all want to see an aggressive team. If you want to win this league, you got to be. I like to reiterate, if any of you guys in the chat or here on the panel know rugby, if you look at New Zealand, they do the thing called the haka at the beginning of every game they play in the New Zealand national team, and that is meant, and it is one of the most menacing things in all of sport, in my opinion, especially when I watch it. It is one of the most frightful. It's meant to scare your opponents. Obviously, we wouldn't do that in football, but it is one of the most scariest and menacing things you could do to an opposition, and that's the stuff that. Not in that sense. I mean, not literally, but you want to be frightening your opponents, not smiling at them, not having a laugh with them, not talking to them in the tunnel before the game. I look back at Vieira and Keane when they used to, when I've seen clips of it, obviously not actually seen, but when I watch clips of them, especially that iconic clip in the tunnel where Keane's really going at Vieira, that's the stuff I want to be seeing. You know, it is a war, to put it dramatically. It is a war. It's no... start of the league kind of game, first game of the season. No, it is a title deciding game. It's the start of it. It is not the title deciding game, but it is definitely one of them. So yeah, completely agree with that, TJ. The mentality, if the mentality is like that, like it has been recently, tomorrow, give City the league.
What's your score prediction, Connor?
Well, I'm sorry for all the positives out there that think we're going to win, but I think a 3-1 to City. I'm sorry.
All right.
If the team won the last 3 games, I'd be positive. But the fact that we've bottled it like that, I'm sorry. As much as I've set up a lineup like I did earlier with the 4-2-3-1, I still think we're going to lose. City, in my opinion, but the better mentality, the more experience, and sorry guys, the better manager. So, yeah. They do have the better manager, realistically. So I'm going to go with 3-1. I did say 4-1 originally, but I thought, let me turn it down and not be too negative. I'll go for 3-1 to Man City.
Okay. Jez, I want your thoughts on mentality. I want your thoughts. You're in the locker room. You're telling these guys what they need to do. And then give me your score prediction.
Well, basically, I'm the manager. I'm going to tell them, go out and kick ass. And don't be a load of pussies. We're at the Etihad. We're in front of a exceptionally positive crowd, but we've got a fan base. 3,000 of us have travelled up here. Go and show them some love, show them the respect, show them respect for the club badge. And these players, if you don't do it at half time, I am going to kick every single one of you round the head. Simple as that. And I would take a boot out and I'd smack them on the head and say, wake up, be an Arsenal player, show the respect for this club. But sadly, my heart tells me we're going to win 2-1. But in reality, I'm sorry, I think we're going to lose 3-0.
We've just come off I don't know what. Actually, do you know what? Ignore me. I think I'm talking rubbish. Ignore me.
It's okay. It's okay. My final thoughts on it. I already gave my halftime speech. My head is telling me a shootout or an absolute gunfight at the OK Corral for all you Western fans. I think it's going to be. My head says 3-3. I think we can get up for it. I think my heart says 3-3. Sorry. My head says 3-1 to Man City. I think we will score. I really do.
Yeah,
they know what this means. And it's not like we've pushed Man City before. Again, it hasn't been at the Etihad, and I know all the stat merchants in the chat. There's a lot of them. I get it. We suck at the Etihad. I get it. But it's time for these boys to prove that they're a different team. And I hope we can see it. And with that, guys, I'm going to start taking us out. I want to thank you, everybody that was in the chat, that was participating. Yeah. This has been one of the most, to sound like the kids, lit streams I've ever had. We had 22 inside at one point. I'm pretty sure that's a really big number for one of my previews thus far. And I had trouble keeping up with the chats, boys.
Your previews and match reactions do very well, TJ. Especially
I know.
Very, very well, mate. You're doing something right, definitely.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And I just want to say again, thank you for the support. If I didn't get to your comment, freaking shout me out. I don't care. And while you're here, smash that sub button. I am on my way to 150. Like I said, we are going to, when we get to 500, I'm telling you guys, it is going to be scenes on this channel. There will be champagne. There will be probably not fireworks, because I don't want to set the house on fire and the wife would get really pissed. But there will be scenes on this channel once we get there. So smash the like, get everything, share the channel. And again, sub to these legends, Jez. And of course, I want to give you guys a chance to shout yourselves out. And Conor does incredible editing work. I'm going to shout him out now. Everything you see on this channel is because of him. So get in touch with Conor. If you need anything done visually, get in touch with Conor. CMO Editing at Instagram. But I'm gonna let you guys shout yourselves out. Go ahead, Jez.
First of all, might I say, TJ, the fact you've only been going for like a few months, you've got 140 odd subs on your way to 150. You're smashing it, man. And well done. And
thank you.
You know, it's great to see. And you'll be on 1K not too long distant future. That is for sure. That is for sure. And well done to you, mate. Great content. You always do great shows, great discussions. You have great people on here. I watched one the other night and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Anyway, my show's Arsenal history and more. And yeah, I concur. Young Conor down here, CMO's done all my graphic work. Top fella, amazing young man. Go and support him, give him some love, and if you ever need any YouTubers out there, or anybody is not on YouTube but needs some graphic work done, go and speak to Conor, the top fella. I've just broken 3.6k.
Yes,
big milestone. Big milestone.
Quite something. So thanks to all the brilliant people out there that come on and watch, not just me. They watch you guys when you guys are on with me, and it's great fun. And go and smash this tonight to 150.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jess. Thank you as always for all you've done for me. I know I wouldn't be anywhere close to this if it wasn't for you guys. So, Conor, shout yourself out real quick, man. I know I advertise, but you're the best advertiser for yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, practically been shouted out here by two legends here, so I can't really say much else. But yeah, I do editing work, and my Instagram there's below. So if you need any editing or graphics for YouTube's or any social media, please feel free to give me a DM on Instagram. I just checked. Hope it's a lot of things to come. Arsenal have just lost in the FA Youth Cup 5-1 to West Ham. So hopefully that doesn't draw out tomorrow. So hopefully that 5-1 loss to West Ham in the Youth Cup doesn't show things for tomorrow. Hopefully the first team can step up a bit. But very nervous for tomorrow. Probably won't get much sleep. To say that less, but I'll be watching the TV right in front of me. I'll be watching the game. I have a funny feeling my mum will be in the other room because she can't stand me when I'm angry at Arsenal games. But we'll wait and see. Normally she'll be around watching them, but yeah, tomorrow's a different story. So we'll wait and see. But TJ, thank you very much for having me on. Jez, of course, absolute gentleman, an absolute legend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow, but I'm also hella nervous. So yeah, cheers, TJ.
All right. And all I'm going to say, guys, as I take you out, come on, you Gunners. And as much as I hate to say it, Fabio Vieira out.